Hey traders, welcome back. In this video, I'm going to walk you through one of my latest indicators, the MGH MultiMACD RD. RD stands for Regular Divergence. This is Multi-Timeframe MACD Divergence detector that I designed and built from scratch. And I'm really excited to show you how it works because I think it's genuinely different from anything else available on the market right now. So let's get into it. Before I show you the indicator, let me quickly explain the problem it solves. Most MACD divergence indicators out there have the same issues. First, they only work on one time frame, so if you're trading on 15-minute chart, you have no idea what the MACD looks like on 1 hour or 4 hour at the same time. Second, they repaint. That means a signal appears on the chart and then quietly disappears when the candle closes. So when you backtest, everything looks perfect. But in live trading, those signals were never really there. And third, they miss a lot of valid divergences, especially ones that form between swing points that are far apart on the chart. The MultiMACD RD was designed to fix all three of these problems at once. Now just a quick refresher on what regular divergence actually is, in case some of you are newer to this concept. Regular divergence is when price and the MACD move in opposite directions. For example, if price makes a higher high, but MACD makes a lower high at the same time, that's bearish regular divergence. It tells you that momentum is weakening and a reversal to the downside may be coming. The opposite is bullish regular divergence. Price makes a lower low, but MACD makes a higher low. Momentum is recovering, and a reversal to the upside is likely. These are reversal signals, and when they form on multiple time frames at the same time, that's where it gets really powerful, and that's exactly what this indicator is built to show you. Alright, let me show you the indicator. I've loaded here on the GBP USD 15-minute chart. You can see two things happening. Up here is price chart, and you will notice those colored lines connecting swing points. Those are divergence lines drawn directly on price. And down here in the indicator window, you see the MACD, and the same color lines are drawn on the MACD as well. Here's something important. The color of line on the price chart always match the color of the line on the MACD. So you always know which MACD is responsible for which divergence on the chart, with color coded by time frame. Right now, I only have one time frame active, but let me show you what happens when we turn on more. See these buttons at the bottom left of the chart. These are time frame toggle buttons, numbered 1 through 6. Button 1 is the current time frame, button 2 is the next higher time frame, and so on, up to button 6. Let me turn on button 2, and now you can see a second MACD line appearing in the indicator window. That's the MACD from higher time frame displayed here on the same chart. And if a divergence forms on higher time frame, it gets drawn with its own color, both on price and on the MACD. Let me turn on button 3 as well, and now we have 3 time frames running simultaneously. This is the core feature of the indicator. You don't need to switch charts. You can monitor 3 or 4 time frames at once, all from single window. Now here's where it gets really interesting. Look at this chart. You can see divergence lines in 2 or 3 different colors appearing in roughly the same price zone at the same time. What that means is multiple time frames are showing divergence simultaneously in the same area. I call this Multi-Divergence Confluence. And in my experience, when you see 2 or 3 time frames lined like this, the signal becomes significantly more reliable. These are the setups where you can see major reversal happening. So the way I like to use the indicator is simple. Single time frame divergence are great for confirmation of other strategies. But when multiple time frames line up, that can be a standable entry signal on its own. Let me also show you interpolate option. When interpolation is off, the higher time frame MACD lines look like this. They have a stepped, blocky appearance. That's because higher time frame candles are being plotted on a lower time frame chart. When I turn interpolation on, you can see the lines become smooth and curved. It's the same data, just visually smoother. Personally, I prefer it on because it makes the chart look cleaner, but it's completely up to you. Now let me open Settings panel and walk you through the main options. Indicator name. You can label each instance of the indicator. This is useful if you are running multiple copies with different settings. MACD fast, slow, and signal, the standard MACD parameter. The default are 26 and 9, which is what most traders use. Interpolate in MTF mode. As I showed you earlier, this smooths the higher time frame MACD lines. Now the line enabling section, L1 through L6. These are your 6 time frame layers. L1 is the current chart time frame. L2 is the next higher, and so on. You enable or disable them here in the settings, or you can use the on-chart buttons we'll look at earlier. Now the divergence section, divergence check. This is the master switch. Turn it off if you want to see the MACD lines without any divergence detection. Number of candles, how many candles to analyze. Default is 2000. You can increase or decrease based on your needs. Increase divergence range. This is an important one. The default is 0. If you increase this number, the indicator will look for divergences between swing points that are further apart on the chart. This helps you catch longer range divergences that most other indicators would miss completely. Display lines. You can choose to show divergence line on the price chart on the indicator window only, or on both. I personally like to use both, so I can see the divergence on price and confirm it on MACD at the same time. L1 through L6 divergence color. Each time frame has its own color. This is how you know which divergence belongs to which time frame. Line style and width. You can make the line solid, dotted, or dashed, and adjust the thickness. Now the alert section. Alert on MACD phase change. This fires when the MACD crosses the zero line. Useful as an early warning. Alert on lines cross. This fires when the histogram crosses the signal line, a momentum signal. Alert on divergence. This is the one most traders want. When divergence is confirmed, you get an alert immediately. Signal candle shift, 0 or 1. This is very important. If you set it to 0, you get the signal on the currently forming candle faster, but the signal can change if the candle isn't closed yet. If you set it to 1, the signal only fires after the candle closes. This means zero repaint. The signal is confirmed and will never disappear. I recommend setting this to 1 for live trading. Show window. Toggle alert window on or off. Sound alert. Enable or disable the audio alert. Email and notification. For alert delivered to your email or mobile device through MetaTrader. Sound file name. You can specify a custom wave file for the alert sound. And the button section at the bottom. You can show or hide the on-chart buttons and position them anywhere on the chart using the X and Y coordinates. I want to spend a moment on the repaint issue because it's something a lot of traders have been burned by before. When a signal candle shift is set to 1, every signal in the indicator's history was real when it appeared. The indicator does not look back and redraw signals. It does not move lines after the candle closes. When you see on the chart, it was actually happened, signal by signal, in the real time. This makes backtesting meaningful and live trading trustworthy. If you see a divergence on closed candle in history, that divergence was visible to any trader who was watching at that time. Before I wrap up, let me give you a few practical tips on how to use this indicator effectively. Tip 1. Start with 1 or 2 time frames active. Don't turn on all 6 at once. It can get visually busy. Add layers one at a time as you get comfortable. Tip 2. Use single time frame divergence as a confirmation for other setups. For example, if you see a strong support level and the MACD also shows bullish divergence, that's a much stronger entry than either signal alone. Tip 3. When you see 2 or 3 colors of divergence lines appearing in the same price zone at the same time, pay close attention. Those multi-time frame confluence zones are where the most significant moves tend to begin. Tip 4. Always use candle shift 1 in live trading. This real-time signal on candle 0 can be useful for analysis, but for actual trade entries, you want the confirmed signal. Alright, that's everything for this video. To summarize, the MultiMACD RD gives you 6 timeframe of MACD divergence detection on a single chart, a complete alert system, divergence, phase change, histogram cross, zero repaint when set to candle 1, and a visual confluence system that highlights when multiple timeframes agree. If you want to try it before buying, there is a free demo version available on MQL5. The link is in the description below. If you have any questions, feel free to message me directly on MQL5. I respond to every message. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.